Hey, what's up guys, this is Marcos. Today I want to show you how I import media or my video footage into Final Cut Pro X. Now, I know there's different ways of doing it, but first of all, I'm going to start showing you how I do it my way, and then I'll show you the other way that I've seen it done. So yeah, let's not waste time. Let's get over to the computer and I'll show you how to do that. All right, guys, so here we are in my desktop. I'm going to quickly go over this because I want to show you how I do it, and then I'm going to show you the second way how I've seen other people do it. So this is my external hard drive, Lazier. I always use an external hard drive to import my media. I never use my actual desktop to import media into it. I don't want to fill up my internal hard drive. All right, so I start by creating a new folder. I'm going to call this importing media, right? And then I create a new folder. I can call this footage, my actual video, and then a new folder for the audio. And then let's say I had photos, maybe I can drag them in here. Everything that I'm going to be using will be within these folders. Sometimes if I'm lazy, I don't create these folders. I just drop everything in here. But it's a good practice to separate your footage. So let's open up my first card. This is the SD card where the video footage is. Let me just dig for those video clips. I like to use this app called Magnet. It aligns my different folders perfectly, so that way I can just look at my different stuff. So this is my my video footage. I'm gonna drag it over to the footage folder, and this is gonna take a while, so I'll be right back. Okay, now that footage has transferred, now let's move on to the audio. Close this folder and let's open up my other SD card. This is where I have my audio. I'm going to drag this over to my audio folder. This is going to be much faster because audio files are smaller. There it is. So there's my footage, there's my audio. Now I can eject these two SD cards because everything is already in my external hard drive. Okay, so now that we have that, if I have photos, I can drag them in here. For this particular case, I don't have any photos. So let me just open up Final Cut Pro X. Here it is. And the first thing I do, I always close other libraries. Is that how you say it? Libraries. I just don't want my computer to have multiple libraries open because it slows it down. So file new, I create a new library for every project. So let's call this importing media. Let's keep the naming structure the same. All right, created a new project, importing media, 1080p. That looks good. Okay, now I can start importing my video footage and my audio. So I hit file, file, import media. I usually just hit Command I, and that starts the importing process. It brings up this window, and I want to find our folder. Where is it? Importing media. Here it is. And let's say I don't have an audio folder and I don't have this photos folder. It's just the footage. I can just select this folder and hit import selected. Or in this case, I'm just gonna select the footage folder and the audio folder. And now I'm not gonna copy to library because the files, the video and the audio is already in my folder, so I don't want to copy it again to my library. So I want to leave files in place. And if your computer's not fast enough, you can create optimized media or proxy media. It's up to you. If it's really slow, you just know that it's going to take a while for this media, this proxy or the optimized media to create it. So sometimes I like to create it if my computer I know is going to be really slow. But for this case, I'm just not going to do any transcoding. So I'm just going to import selected. And here's my video footage. Now, let's say this video footage corresponds to this video, right? So I would start the synchronization and doing all of that good stuff. All right, so that's one way of doing it. Now, the other way of doing it, I'm gonna have to restart this whole process because everything changes the way you import your SD card. So let's start from the beginning. I'm gonna delete everything I just did. Oh, before we get started, just one last thing. Once you close Final Cut Pro X, you wanna move this library to the importing media and have this sit inside your your actual folder. So everything is in here. Okay. So, all right, now let's start over. I'm going to delete this, move to trash, and I'm going to start by connecting again my SD cards. So let's start creating a new project from the beginning and importing media. So first of all, I'm not going to create any folders. What I can go ahead and do is open up Final Cut Pro X. Again, close this library. We don't want it opened. File, new, library. Let's call it again, importing media. Save. New project. We're going to do the same. Now let's import our media, Command I. And let's find our media, which is now, we're going to bring in, first of all, the H1 card, which is the SD card I have. And we're going to select these two audio files. Now, here's the important part. Now you do want to copy to library. You want these audio files to live inside the library. And I'm going to show you how to access this after we're done importing. And again, create proxy media or optimize media if you need that. I'm not going to do it in this case. So let's just import selected. And what you're going to see happen is Final Cut Pro X will import the media into the library, inside the library, right? So that's already done. Now Command I again. Now let's get the video footage from our other card, which is this SD card here. Now let's select this one, number 6, let's say number 7, just those two for this case. And again, we want to copy them to the library. Import selected. Okay, so now what Final Cut Pro X is doing in the background, it's importing these two video files into the library itself. And I'm going to show you what that looks in a little bit. So it's doing that. We can go ahead and start editing right away. But let's just wait till this finishes and then I'll show you what the library looks like. Okay, so Final Cut Pro X completed the import. We can eject the SD card. Let's click close. Let's minimize this for a while. And now everything lives inside this library, right? If we right click and select show package content, we have these different folders. Now we select this is the event, and this is original media. Imported media, I'm not sure what that is, but this is where the video and the audio that we imported lives. It's inside the library. If you had created optimized media or let's say proxy media, this is where that media would live. So it's a different way. I don't particularly like this way because then you again have to start creating new folders. I'm not sure if that messes up the way that Final Cut Pro X reads the files. That's something you would need to try out. So let me go back. Come on. So everything lives inside. There's no need to create folders if you do it this way. So it's something to think about. I mean, it's all up to you how you prefer to work. So there it is. That's how you import media or video footage into your Final Cut Pro X editor. Please let me know if you have any questions or you know of a better way to do it. I'm always open to learn, so please share down below. Guys, if you found this useful, give me a thumbs up. Also, subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also make sure you hit that little bell button, because even if I post something, you might not get notified, so you won't even know this is coming out. And if you find Final Cut Pro X tutorials useful, then I would suggest you hit that little bell button, subscribe, all right? So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.